All right, what's going on, guys? We are the EBBB Beer Bureau, back at you with a long overdue video review. I'm Mark.
I'm Bryan, and today we were graciously invited to Bissel Maple Farms to review some beers, which kind of wouldn't think that would happen. Kind of an odd place to come review beers, but luckily for us, we've become really good friends with the owner at Bissel here, and Nate Bissel.
Thanks, Nate.
And Nate has invited us because Nate does some really neat stuff. He has some maple syrup that he ages in bourbon barrels, and then a lot of times he'll sell those bourbon barrels to breweries, and they'll make beer in it. And we had the privilege to come out and try 6 different ones.
Here's some of them right here. So we're going to start with.
Let's start with. We're not cheating, but we're just for namesake. This is
Piedmontese.
the Piedmontese that we're starting off with. This is the 2019. It's the Oligarch.
Yes,
I believe that's the way we say that. And it's from Breakside Brewers. Portland, Oregon. So we're lucky enough that we're going to get to sip this. We're not really looking at any scores. We're just using Untapped to kind of give us a little bit of info on the bottles and stuff.
Because I can't read this.
It's a beer brewed in maple syrup barrels with vanilla. I believe a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of hazelnut, and oddly enough, sea salt.
Smells some booziness, dude.
Yeah, definitely booziness, bourbon.
Definitely bourbon. Wow. Sweet, like a fruit, like a dark fruit.
There's a small hint of aroma of the vanilla. And these aren't super cold, by the way. We kind of sat around long enough to let some of these come to room temperature. So we weren't drinking super cold beers for you guys.
And this is 10.3%.
I'm really not on the aroma picking up that hazelnut, not cheating yet.
No, it's like predominantly boozy, bourbon, and get a little of that sweetness, maybe vanilla, maybe the maple.
Yeah, I mean you get a sweetness on the maple for sure.
Almost like a fig, you know, like a dark fruit, you know. We had to sip it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Oh wow! I taste the salt.
Yeah, I mean the salt's there, the bourbon's there.
Yes, it is.
And there's actually a nice, for once, there's a little bit of that bourbon burn.
Yes,
and absolutely. I like that because there's a lot of these guys now that are really doing some great like stouts, and they're in bourbon barrels, and they're really hiding that ABV really well. I kind of am enjoying that little bit of an alcohol burn to this, and it's not bad.
Yeah, it's got that slick, oily mouthfeel. It isn't like a big mouthfeel, but it's like slick and oily. It coats the palate. Delicious, man. This is really good.
Yeah, and that sea salt is prevalent. Now, the hazelnut is really.
It's on the background. If I didn't know it was in there,
I wouldn't pick it up at all. Yeah. All right, so for the Oligarch series, the Piedmontese, it's kind of a mouthful to say. 2019. I'm kind of in between right now. Kind of in between a 4.25 and a 4.5. And I'm a very high, right, almost at that 4.5 mark. I like the flavors on it. I like the sea salt adding a little different character. I like the alcohol burn on it. The bourbon, the maple are very prevalent. I could use a hair more vanilla, since it says that it's in there only on the flavor.
Right.
The hazelnut, like we said, really is undetectable. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way it is. But all in all, I think I'm going to go 4.25 on this.
Yeah.
And go from there.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I was like Bryan, in between the 4.25 and 4.5. And when I get a beer that says bourbon barrel aged and I have this amount of bourbon in the flavor, that makes me want to make it go to that 4.5. You know, I want to round it up because all the other flavors that are present, like vanilla and some of the other ones, I'm still getting like a dark fruit, but I mean the flavors are all there.
Right.
They're all really nice. The mouthfeel, it's nice and like slick, oily, coats the palate. I mean, I think it's delicious. You know, head retention's pretty nice. So I mean, I'm rounding it up.
Okay.
4.5.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah. So for the Piedmontese, I'm at a 4.25. Mark's at a 4.5. And we're going to get into, immediately, we're not even going to pause, we're going to get into the next beer.
All right, this is Cocoa Breakfast.
2019.
2019. So pretty much it's the Oligarch with chocolate, vanilla, and toasted wheat.
Ooh.
And these are the maple bourbon barrels too, so they're all
Same ABV?
10.5, so
Okay.
real close, yes.
Real close.
A little less aroma. I don't know if it's because of the pint glass.
I'm going to blame the pint glass.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't smart enough to double up on our stemware.
Yeah.
Nate was kind enough to
Break out a couple.
break out a couple glasses for us. Let's see here.
I'm also getting the bourbon, the booziness. It's real similar aromas that I'm getting.
Yeah.
So I think we should just go ahead and sip on it because I'm not really pulling anything else.
No, I'm not either. And you know what? The head retention's really,
It
really
is,
nice
it
on
is.
this. I mean, this has been sitting here through the whole first review.
Yeah.
But no, it's really nice looking. So we're gonna get into this one, guys. And that has what were the flavors in? Because it reminds me of like cucumber almost. Like I'm not being weird. Like it almost has like a.
It was nothing, chocolate, vanilla, and the toasted wheat.
There's that weirdness like of kind of like a cucumber in there, man. Like
I was thinking almost it was a slight tartness, almost like a berry tartness, but I'm not getting any berries.
There's kind of like I almost feel like this has sea salt in it.
Yeah, it doesn't say it on here, but
No, but I feel like there's a salty. I don't know. There's a weirdness to it. Not in a bad way. It's just a very different.
I wonder if the wheat has a play on that because
Yeah, it could have a nice little subtle effect to it.
yeah. So this one, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. That one flavor that I'm not really sure what I'm picking up, but on the back end, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of cocoa. Wish there was more. So I'm thinking whatever that flavor is masking everything else, and I'm not really getting a lot of bourbon, but I'm getting the oak and the barrel character.
Sure.
And now actually on the back end of the palate, I'm almost tasting maple. Maybe it's that. It's like I'm searching for it, but
yeah.
yeah, but I mean, it's still good. But this one, starting it off with this one is so nice, and yeah, this one I'm knocking down to a 4.
I'm totally going to agree with Mark, a 4. That kind of strange cucumber, salty. I don't know how to describe it really. It's kind of a weird taste. It's not a horrible flavor on it, but it's just something that doesn't seem like it should be there 100%. But yeah, I'm at a 4. And everything else Mark says. I mean, it's still got a great mouthfeel to it, great head retention. Could use a little bit more vanilla.
Yeah.
It's just I think that one flavor in it just kind of muddles it, and I'd really, after this video, I might take a peek and see if anybody else has picked up on Untapped.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now,
flavor to it, but yeah, it's not a bad beer. But I'm gonna go with the 4.
All right, it's a good way to start. We got 4 more to go. Yep, here we go. Candy Cap. That one has Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels with candy cap mushrooms.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it really does.
Sounds very intriguing.
And again, they're rated 10.3%, so a little close to the other one so far.
Yeah. Why don't we get into that one first?
All right.
And check out the aroma on it. Ooh. Well, that's intriguing. You get an earthy.
Almost salty, earthy, yeah. And bourbon. You get the bourbon, and you get, you know what?
I kind of feel like you took like a mushroom, just sliced it, didn't rinse it.
Yeah.
Kind of like gave it the old in between the hands and stick your nose in it like you would hops and stuff.
Yeah, it's that earthiness to it, but there's enough of that other sweetness and bourbon that kind of melts well with it. You know, it really goes.
Plenty of bourbon.
Yes, absolutely.
Again, great head retention.
Man.
There is a saltiness to this, for sure.
Maybe, I don't know, that might be the mushrooms, or I need to find out more about this candy cat mushroom. All right, let's sip on this.
Let's get in this. So, hey, cheers, guys.
Yeah, again, that earthiness, almost a saltiness.
Kind of reminds me of drinking a cup of dirt in a good way.
In a
With
good
bourbon, man. Like, you know, like, hey, there's some sprinkles, some dirt in the bourbon. There's a lot more chocolate on this one.
There is.
There's just the flavors are.
It's a creamy mouthfeel.
Kind of oily.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you know, it's not like a big mouthfeel. It's like a medium mouthfeel, but
Kind of got like a middle finger in the glass right now.
it is. Look at that.
So yeah, no. Yeah,
Lots of bourbon.
This is really good.
A little bit of maple, a little bit of earthiness from the mushroom.
My score for the Oligarch Candy Cap 2019, kind of wavering. I think I figured it though. I'm gonna go 4.5. I was right in between the two, 4.5, 4.25. But I'm gonna go 4.5. I really like the way this one came together. I like the mushrooms. I like the bourbon. I like that, you know, there's a little kiss of maple sugariness to it. I like the earthiness to this beer. The mouthfeel is really good. I mean, it's not super thick. You know, and I hate to say that, you know, we kind of put Bourbon County brand stout as that thick, chewy mouthfeel because, you know what, they're money. I mean, you can't
That's
deny
the go-to.
that.
Well, most people have had them.
Yeah.
You can use that as a reference.
Yeah, it's a great reference to use. I mean, they have that super thickness to it, but it's not quite there. But you know what, it's really good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go 4.5 on mine.
Yeah. Again, I'm about right in that middle, and I am the round up. This one has a little bit less bourbon flavor than cocoa.
Well, that had that odd.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, the Piedmontese.
But I get a little bit more maple. And when you have a Russian Imperial Stout like that medium mouthfeel, if you get that oily slickness and it sticks to your lips, that kind of makes up a lot for that medium mouthfeel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, carbonation again, nicely done. It's a well-made beer in my opinion. The mushroom caps, whatever the hell those things are, they fit nice in this beer.
Yeah.
A little earthiness, a little saltiness, or whatever. Nicely done. 4.5.
This is the Oligarch Champorado 2019. 10.3% ABV. And this one's got quite a bit going on in it. Again, aged in bourbon barrels, I'm sure with maple syrup. Chocolate, cinnamon, vanilla bean, and toasted corn.
I've never heard of that. Honestly.
No, I'm kind of intrigued. So I'm going to kind of flop this one out here so I don't get tempted to go back and drink that candy cap one again. Let's get into this one, see what we can get. I'm going to be honest. I kind of get corn on the cob.
I know. I was going to say corn pops.
Yeah, that's
cereal,
a good analogy.
corn
Yes.
pops.
Yeah, that's a good reference. Yeah.
But there is the other sweetness, like a maple kind of sugary sweetness to it.
It's kind of, to me, it reminds me of like salted corn, popcorn, a little buttery.
The first aroma I got, I did get a little bit of cinnamon. I'm not getting it
it's
now.
not. No, it's very hidden in this.
Yeah.
I mean, and cinnamon's usually pretty prominent.
So it's usually good if it's dialed back a little bit, because cinnamon a lot of times will take over a beer. This one, just from the aroma, it's not yet.
You know, and even I mean, like I hate to say that corn is the winner on this, like aroma.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of chocolate coming through on the aroma, and there's not even like a lot of like boozy bourbon coming through on this one.
I had to sip this.
Yeah, let's get into this one, guys. Cheers on this. Corn?
Yeah. Corn pops. It's the day of corn pops.
It is
Exactly.
corn pops, man.
A little bit thinner on the mouth.
I was gonna say the same thing, man. You interjected and got to me before it, but it is thinner.
It doesn't have that sticky sweetness as, so far some of the other ones have. But
Right.
it's they say toasted corn. I mean, I get it. Like toasted corn and maple. It's like you get corn pops and pour a little maple syrup over, a little bit of chocolate maybe, just a touch. I'm hovering around about a 4.
Yep.
Okay. It's a little bit thin. Not enough. Okay, you know what? I'm starting to talk myself back down to a 4. Honestly, not enough bourbon. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't have the bourbon that these other ones have actually, shown us that it can be. But the toasted corn, that uniqueness of that flavor was just, it was fun to drink. It's like corn pops, a little maple syrup, so if I had a little more bourbon, a little bit more mouthfeel to it, I would easily up to at least a good 4.25. But I honestly am going to go down about a solid 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna totally agree. I'm right around a 4 at this point, and I was really like 3.75 to a 4.
Mm-hmm.
When you read off that list of everything that's in this beer, cinnamon, chocolate, bourbon, toasted corn, like I don't know if maybe the toasted corn really knocks that cinnamon down, but that cinnamon is very tolerable.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna go up to a 4 on my score. But yeah, the mouthfeel. Some of the flavors, we kind of read off to you guys, and normally we don't do that. But with 6 different beers here, we thought they're so unique that we should just kind of pull out in advance and like let you guys know what we were up against here, flavor-wise. And even with us noticing what the flavors are, we're not pulling all of them out at one time. I'm in a solid 4 at this point. But I could use a little bit thicker mouthfeel, a little bit more bourbon, a little bit more cinnamon. Not too much more.
Right.
Because that, can go one other way. That could go back down to 3.75 to 3.5 if there's too much. But yeah, right where I'm at right now, 4.
4, okay.
Hey, we're back again, guys, and this time we brought Nate Bissel in because he was kind enough to put up with our BS and us wanting to try some beers with him. So you got Pyle on the end. I'm Bryan, and we are back with another one from the Oligarch from Breakside, and this is the Maple Oligarch 2019. This is coming in at a solid 10.3 on the ABV. And again, we'll read off to you, not that we're cheating, we just, with 6 beers, we kind of need to read off some of the stuff.
You can't read them damn labels.
This one is really, really cool to me to start off with because, number one, being where we're at with you, Nate, here at your business, and being that you have the bourbon barrels. But since this is the maple, this is a imperial stout aged in maple bourbon barrels with milk chocolate, malt balls, rich caramel, and maple.
What could go wrong?
No, nothing can go wrong in this beer as long as there's no infections, nothing like that. There's nothing that's going to go wrong in this beer. So let's get into the aroma on this.
Right,
and
that's what this one is.
Yeah, stick our nostrils in here and
It's bourbon.
I get maple.
Yeah, maple and bourbon. Wood, a lot of woodiness.
There's a lot, yeah, you're right. There is a lot of wood tannin from the barrel in this beer itself. I love that every single one of these beers that we have poured up today, all 6 of them have a great head retention on them. They have that super dark color.
Yes.
It almost looks like an oil slick on top with what's going on in there. But nice little legs around the outside of the glass. I mean, these are just great.
And remember, we had the actual base beer that he let us sip a few months back.
Yeah.
You know, the pancake breakfast.
Yeah.
You know, and that was. I wish I remembered exactly what that beer tasted like. I'm trying to pull that base beer. I remember liking it. I remember, but it took so long for us to actually get to these 6 because all the stuff.
Everybody has lives outside.
Yeah. So trying to get the 3 or 4 of us together, it's not always easy. But here we are, and
wow, this is. I really like the aroma on this. I mean, I love the booziness to this. A 10-3.
Yeah. Again,
it really screams like if I was gonna stick my nose in this blind. I'm really thinking with the amount of bourbon kind of coming off of this, like it would be like 13. Mm-hmm. In that area, like not at 10, 10-3.
I just want to drink.
Well, we can do that.
We can get into this one. So, cheers, guys.
Oh boy, that's sweet and boozy.
It's really good.
It's really good.
That's
really good.
There's that malt ball,
that malt
chocolate
ball, yes.
candy.
That
what is it? Duds?
Candy sweet.
Milk duds? Is that what they call it?
Whoppers.
Yes.
Whoppers.
Yes, that's what.
But there is caramel in it. I don't know. See, there's that sweetness in it. I'm trying to figure out whether it's caramel or maple. That's kind of a similar. When you're talking about beer, it's kind of a similar taste. I think.
It's just good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know what? The mouthfeel is back up on this one versus
from that last one. Yeah.
I'm at an easy 4.5 on this beer. I like the maple in it. I like the kind of sugared kiss to it. The mouthfeel is back up. It's money. It's got that slickness, that oily slickness to it. The flavors, all in all, are pretty decent on this. Kind of getting that like malted milk ball, effect on it. You get chocolate, some definite maple bourbon barrel action coming from the man next to us here in the middle here.
This guy.
So I'm going to stick to a 4.5 on this all day, every day.
Okay. What do you think? Got a score?
Yeah, anything with maple's a 5.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a 5 all day long.
It's maple, that's a 5.
Yeah, I'm at a 4.5 all day. One of my only knocks, honestly, is the mouthfeel isn't quite up to,
The candy cap?
it isn't. I want to hear a Russian Imperial Stout. I want a little bit of beef to it.
Sure.
It's a medium mouthfeel, and it doesn't quite have that sticky sweetness like a couple of these other ones had. But, like you say, that malt ball,
It's unique.
it's in there. Like every single one of these beers have something unique, and that's, that always, look at this guy slamming his beer. So anyway, solid 4.5. This is a very good, very, very well-made beer. Russian Imperial Stout, Asian bourbon barrels with cinnamon bark, toasted almonds, chocolate, and lemon zest.
What's it called?
You were going to have to make me say that, weren't you? Bacanato. Oligarch. Bacanato. 10.3%, like pretty much, I think only one of them was 10.5, but...
So these are all 2019 Oligarch?
Yes.
All 2019 series, by the way, yeah.
All right, so let's
2019.
get the aroma.
Definitely different.
Oh,
Cinnamon's coming.
yeah, there's definitely cinnamon. Cinnamon and the zest.
It's definitely,
Yeah, there's a weird zestiness to it.
reminds me of Christmas.
Yeah, it kind of
It does.
does, like Christmas spice.
Yeah.
A little cinnamon, maybe almost like cranberries, kind of,
When we had the Craft Maple Festival, some of those brewers were talking about how hard cinnamon is to
Yeah.
put in a beer correctly.
It's you either overdo it or it's not
under
there.
there.
Yeah. There's a lot of times there's not a happy medium. There's a few brewers out there that we've had over the past 10, 12, 13 years. Especially a lot of like the Hunt Boo, Mexican Cake, and Prairie Bomb. All those, they seem to be nicely balanced, but 7,000 breweries. I mean,
it's tough to do.
You gotta
Some
know what
guys
you're
just
doing.
throw it in there and then they're like, hey, this is good, we'll sell you our beer, and you feel like you're like eating spoonfuls of cinnamon. You know, and then other times you're like, you sure you put any cinnamon in here? You know?
Well, I'll tell you what, this so far, the aroma of all 6 of these that we've done, this is the most unique aroma. This really pops with a bunch of like, you know, different aromas that are going on. It's kind of more complex, I should say,
Sure.
than the others.
Sure. And again, great head retention on this.
All of them.
The colors back to that, I mean, you really can't see light through these. I mean, it's
they're
pretty dark, so.
Yeah, you know it's a Russian Imperial Stout.
Yeah. So, hey, how about we get into this
let's
one and sip it? So,
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Wow. There's a wow.
Yeah, there is a wow there. And it's, you know what, the cinnamon's done right on this one, on the flavor. All right, it has that,
Yes.
it's not overpowering.
So what was it? Was almonds toasted?
You have it on yours.
It's not as sweet.
Because I'm getting some sort of some sort of almonds or something on there.
It's a bit nutty.
It's a bit nutty. Yeah, toasted almonds, chocolate, lemon zest.
That's where the zest in this was, the lemon zest. They completely like left my head
Yes.
on that aroma.
Lemon zest. I mean, who puts those ingredients together? Oh, I'm going 4.5. The more I'm sipping on it, it's warming up a little bit.
It's getting better.
Each individual flavor is just popping. I mean, they're all there. The bourbon is there. A little bit of oakiness on what after you get done sipping it for like 4, 5, 6 seconds.
Sure.
All of a sudden, you got that oakiness. And I'm not gonna lie, after 6 of these, my ears are getting a little warm.
And a little red.
All right, sorry about that. We'll edit that out. So this is solid
What are you
4.5.
giving?
Well made, man.
I'm gonna let you kick it next.
No,
Nate.
I'm just gonna average.
Oh, he's gonna give it a
I don't
5.
want to affect it because I'm just gonna average.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go 4.5 because
Yeah.
as it warms, I'm gonna be honest. Like the last couple sips,
Exactly.
I've
Yes.
kind of gotten a little bit more of that lemon zest,
Yeah.
like on the flavor, not just on the aroma.
If you were drinking it blind,
You'd know that there's
I would
some
be
kind of
wondering, what is that?
yes,
Something on that back end, and it would be hard to, but now that you know that there's this lemon zest in there,
yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go an easy 4.5. I like how the cinnamon, like the flavors all kind of mixed together.
Yeah.
Kind of Christmassy in the cup. You know, it's not a bad beer, so I'm gonna go 4.5. It's got a great
Yeah.
mouthfeel to it too. So, Nate, where are you at?
I'm gonna average the 2,
Yeah.
4.5.
all right, nice.
Good man.
I don't want to affect it because I really.
You won't
I'm
affect
a
anything.
novice. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yo, you do know what you're doing.
Yes. Yeah, because you wouldn't sell your barrels to somebody that's making bad beer.
Yes.
So that's what, you know.
Yeah, these guys at Breakside are really world class.
Now, will they possibly be here in November?
Yeah, they definitely have put us on the calendar. So.
Well, any pallets you need help unloading, Mark and I will
Yes,
come
we
up
will.
and supervise the unloading.
But you did so well. You did so well last year. So November 2nd.
Well, we'd like to be back here for that.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, the Erie Better Beer Bureau back at ya.
Hey, enjoy your afternoon, folks. It's hump day.
Well,
Where we're
not
at.
by the time they get this video.
Yeah, hopefully more will post us on a hump day.
That's right.
All right, guys.
Till
Hey,
next time.
cheers.
I'm gonna do my impression of beer tasting, guys.
All right,
Go for it.
okay.
Oh,
That's kind of.
and then this part. This is one of my favorite parts. You go like that.
We don't do the painting. That's Maury does that.
Maury does that. Maury 101.
You gotta
And usually you gotta follow
stir
it
around
by
like
a
this so you
wow.
can get the world.
You gotta follow it by a wow.
Oh wow.
You're right.
You're right.
Wow. Wow, that's good.